Number 10, Snow White's Enchanted Wish. It's no secret that Disney's first ever animated feature film was Snow White, and it was also the first ever attraction on the opening day of Disneyland in 1955. We all know it has gone through a lot of refurbishments over the years as it has changed with the times, especially with the name. It used to be Snow White's Scary Adventures, where Snow White actually wasn't on the ride. You were actually portrayed as Snow White. Since Disneyland has been closed since the pandemic has started, they actually have been working on refurbishing the ride itself, including with changing its name. Now, when you go on this classical ride over at Disneyland, you will notice that Snow White is actually going to be part of the ride, and the new imagery, as you see right here with the mind, was never really there. This is all new, and wonderful things are going to be coming to this ride, and it gives it a little bit of a facelift since it was, like I said, from 1955. So it needed something to attract the crowd, and it would get the younger crowd as well as keep that old generation happy. So that comes at number 10 as my favorite ride at Disneyland, and its new name, Snow White Enchanted Wish. And I can't wait to ride it when I go again.
Boy, that's so fast! Yikes! Hang on to your hat! Please! Slow down! Slow down!
Relax! We're not even on the ride yet.
Coming in number 9, the Roger Rabbit Cartoon Spin. It is number 9 on my list because I really enjoy the lovable rabbit, Roger. It's sad that he is no longer in the parks and that he was retired. It's sad because he really is a great character meet and greet. He does show up whenever you go to the event nights over at Disneyland. He has not come over to Disney World, and he recently I haven't seen, but this ride is actually really cool because you can actually spin the car and you go through these wacky, crazy rooms like this one right here. By the way, in this room, it seemed like it got a little hot in there. I guess it's because of the electric that's supposed to make it feel hot, but it was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. And this is from Attraction 360. They are the ones who are showing you this video as we speak. But this is actually a really fun ride. I really wanted to ride it when I got to Disneyland. I never got to do it the first time I was there, but it was when I went on my honeymoon with Megan, my wife, that we decided to go on this ride, and we really enjoyed it. So it was one of those rides that you just got to ride it because it's Roger. You can't go into Toontown without meeting and riding with Roger. So that comes in number 9.
Goodbye, Dinah. Goodbye. Well, after this I shall think nothing of falling downstairs.
Yes, I am shocked as most of all of you that number 8 came in as Alice in Wonderland Dark Ride over at Disneyland. You would think that because I am the Irish Mad Hatter that it would be a little bit further up on my list, but there's so many other rides over at Disneyland that I really enjoy. That includes that the top are going to be in also the California Adventure. So you got to remember, this is in my top 10. So the reason why I enjoy this ride is it is a very classical dark ride. For those who love Alice in Wonderland, this has got some really nice imagery. The ride itself is really nice. If you haven't been on this ride, there is a section where, if you didn't know this, that this is on top of the Mr. Toad's ride. So there is a section in this ride where you start feeling like, why is it really hot over here? That's because that is the scene where Mr. Toad goes to hell. And that is why it's hot, because the heat is rising up into the side of the ride. And I believe it's this scene that, yes, I think it's right here is where you start feeling it's hot. And that's where you're above the hell scene in Mr. Toad's ride. But this is one of my favorites only because I do love Alice in Wonderland. I do love what they've done with this ride, and I kind of wish it was over at Disney World. It is a great ride. Um, just look at it. Why? How could you not want to ride this? So this comes in at number 8 on my list. It could have been a little bit higher, maybe 6. But like I said, there's some other rides that I enjoy even more than this one. So that's why I chose this at number 8. So for me, this is a wonderful ride. So happy unbirthday, everyone. At my number 7, yes, it is Disneyland's It's a Small World. And most of you are probably going to be like, why would you pick Small World above Alice in Wonderland? And I'll tell you this why. Because I understand that Small World is also at Walt Disney World and it's at most every theme park around the world. This one is a little bit different. Mostly because of this one has hidden Disney characters. So this was the best part of the ride. And this is the only one that ever changes over for Christmas as well. So that gives it a little added bonus. And we'll be seeing another Disneyland attraction ride that also turns over to Christmas that is also in my top. But the reason why I chose this is definitely because of the hidden characters. So in each of the countries, you will see a different character of Walt Disney's design of any animation film. You'll see it on this ride. And it's the best part about it is just picking them out and finding out how many there are. And most people don't find them all. I know for a fact I didn't see them all. So that's the best part about this ride is it gets away from the repetitive music that most people say that gets really annoying. But like once you come into this room right here, just look around. You can see one of the Disney characters somewhere in this ride. So next time you go on this, if you're ever in Disneyland, I know it's the same one over at Disney World, but being able to go and search for these characters are exactly what makes this ride so special. So find out how many you could find. I believe I came out with 20. I believe. I would have to look at my old video that I have. But definitely check and see. I think 20 was my max. But we'll see if someone could test me on that one. But that comes at number 7. Okay, so for many of you who know me, I am a huge Indiana Jones fan. I've been a fan since I was a kid when my father showed me these movies growing up. So when I heard that there was an Indiana Jones ride over at Disneyland when I was going as a child, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And I could not have been more happier. When I finally went for the second time with my wife and I was trying to explain to her that this ride was probably the best ride that Disneyland Park has. It's one of their top best rides. And the reason why it comes in at number 6 on my list is only because of I'm doing the California Adventure as well. If this was strictly going to be a Disneyland Park only, this would have been at least in the top 3 automatically. So that is why this comes in at number 6. I wish I could make this higher because this is truly one of my best favorite rides. And I will say that for this is the rumor that they want to do over at Animal Kingdom with the dinosaur ride, which if they were to do this, I would not be upset. Most people would be upset that the dinosaur ride would be gone. I would not. This is probably the best ride to switch it over to, and I could not be more happier if they do it. I would love a whole Indiana Jones land. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? That's I mean, I love the Indiana Jones show over at Hollywood Studios, but this ride blows my mind. and you have to experience it. I, it's hard to explain, but I'm just gonna say this comes at number 6. It's truly great. If you ever get to Disneyland, definitely get the Max Pass and use it for this ride. Ride as many times as you want because you're gonna just love it. Coming at number 5 on my list is Radiator Springs Racers. How can I compare this ride? It is exactly the same concept as Test Track over at Epcot, just it's more themed to the movie Cars. I enjoyed this one because it's got a little bit of racing, so you don't know who's going to win. But the scenery around Disneyland, you can see it's beautiful. I love it. And also, like I said, once you get to a certain point in this ride, you'll go on and you will start racing against the other family in the car or the other guests in the car. And I really like that because it gives you like that thrill of, okay, we need to win this. We gotta go. And I really enjoyed it. At this point where I took a video in my video, the other one, on our honeymoon, you could see the nice landscape of Disneyland California Adventure, and it's just breathtaking. Not only can you find that on the Ferris wheel, but this is another spot where you can get a nice view, and it's just beautiful. I like the animatronics. I think they did a wonderful job. As you can see, they come right at you. Also, I like the music and the lighting was great. It's just something that you just gotta experience when you go. For any of you car fans, this is a ride that you will definitely enjoy. It will feel like Epcot's Test Track for a little bit, and that's just because they built it based off the same diagram, like I said. Just this is a little bit longer than Test Track. Okay, so I've said it many times before, and I've been to Disneyland when I was a kid, and then when I went around. This comes in at number 4, the Incredicoaster, which is located at Pixar Pier. It used to actually be considered Paradise Pier, and what used to name was called California Street. So it's exactly the same track and everything, just this time it's now themed to the Incredicoasters. Incredibles. So it's now the Incredicoaster, and I really enjoyed it. I was not expecting to like it. That was my going into it. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. We went on it about, I think, the entire 4 days we were there. We only went to Disney's California Adventure twice, and we went on this ride at least 6 or 7 times. That's how enjoyable that this ride was because of the extra theming around it. And I just could not look at this. This is great theme. This is at night. During the day, the theming is a little bit, it's best to see it at night to go on the ride. The theming is still there. It's just more beautiful at night when everything's all lit up, like how it is, as you can look at it right now. It's very fast. This is the only loop-de-loop coaster in a Disney. No, actually, it's not the only loop-de-loop coaster in Disney Park. So, but it is one of the biggest loop-de-loop ones in Disney Park. But it is something that I really enjoyed. There's also a lot of Jack Jacks, which is who you're trying to find because he's now lost control of his powers and he's just bumping around. Like you can see those little flashing lights. Those were Jack Jacks. So you're trying to capture him and get him back so that he is safe. And this is usually where the end of the ride is, where you will see a bigger version of Jack Jack, where he uses his powers with Edna mode. I truly enjoyed this ride a lot, and I could not express how much you all should go ride it. So, look, there he is. And he wants a big giant cookie. So, but this is great. Trust me, you'll love it. You're going to want to ride over and over and over again. Coming at number 3 for my list is the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. So I'm not going to talk about this one. I'm just going to let you see it because I'm just going to show you why it's my number 3 favorite one of Disneyland's rides. So here we go. Coming at number 2 on my list is the Splash Mountain version of Disneyland. And you're probably all thinking, why? It's exactly the same ride over at Disney World. And yes, it is similar, but for most of you who like to get wet in a nice hot weather over at Disney World, you really don't get wet as much. So we thought, okay, so we'll go on this ride on our honeymoon. It was nighttime, so we're like, oh, you're probably not going to get wet. We've done it at Disney World before. And let me give you this scenario. It was at California, the night we went on this ride. It was 46 degrees. Now, we didn't know this going in there. We knew how hot it was going to be during our trip there. But we didn't realize how cold it was going to be at night. So we're like, all right, let's just go on anyway. Because, like you said, we don't think we're going to get wet because at Disney World, you really don't. You get somewhat wet. Well, what really made this ride different was you only have the single seating ride, so it's like it's a log and it's one row. So no one's sitting next to you, they're sitting behind you. So what's cool about this is once you get to a lot of these drops, you're getting completely soaked. And I'm not even joking. Me and Megan got off this ride in 46 degree weather. We had to find sweatpants and sweatshirts because of how cold it was. That we were freezing to death because of how cold it was. The water was freezing. And we were drenched. Our whole entire clothing, all wet, everything. So we went back on it again in the morning at this time, and we were like, all right, let's do it now. It's hot out. It's about 80, I think it was 89 degrees. So we went on it and we're like, yeah, let's do this now because we now know if you're going to get soaking wet and everything. So we went on it. It was so worth it. It's a little bit different structure, but this is definitely one that will get you completely soaked if you are a huge fan of getting soaked. So, this comes at number 2. And if you ever do get a chance to go on this ride, and you don't like getting soaked, this is not the ride for you. But if you really, really want to experience getting really wet, definitely it's got to be this one. I mean, look at that, right? See right there, all that just came right into the boat. All that. You get completely drenched from the first drop. So, just know that going in. Coming in at number 1 is my all-time favorite Disneyland ride, and that is the Haunted Mansion. But right now, I'm not going to show you the original Haunted Mansion because you all know what it looks like over at Disney World. So I want to give you what version of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland I enjoy the most. So here, let you all listen to the wonderful sounds and video of Haunted Mansion's Nightmare Before Christmas.
All hands on legs for
next year when I heard him exclaim as he tore
I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You say it's true. And it's like me. And life is you.
More Bobby Bob.